close to hitting.
Yeah, hitting coming down.
Or if they're like coming down.
We already have 2 builders. So the 3's doing it. Yep. Yep.
Well, that's not the first two.
Okay.
That's my first two. I'm fine doing that with my second two as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Twice? Yeah.
Why not? We have to kind of come out. What do you think?
He's come up, you know? But we could also hit too.
They have 4 primes.
Something about
We're stuck on their deuce point with that. I mean, definitely think coming up has to be the 2.
that's good too. That makes it 6.
You want to keep going with it? I mean,
So confident. Maybe in the last guy.
and they
I
have,
could come down and hit between the block.
I see you do.
And then maybe if we get come in here. Have a look. Just have a look at it.
Yeah.
2 in the block. Maybe attack. The other blade sort of mid-range blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chances of missing you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is open. This is open. This is still open.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been.
Move 5 foot.
Okay, like we just tried to type it in. I figured you did. Right, yeah, I remember.
¿Por qué? Acá tiene que romper el ancla para tirarlo.
Por eso, entonces doble bueno para ellos, porque se va. Se levanta y se levanta al mismo tiempo.
Pero lo podemos hacer. Cuando no nos pega el beneficio de tener esto, no nos pega, no lo podemos
Sí,
hacer.
pero no es tan gran cosa. Acá tienen 9.000 point que es enorme. Entonces si nos pegan ahí, tenemos el control de la pista todo el tiempo.
También será
Do that one.
Well, we can do 5 and 3. Why not?
Back it up. I don't see the point of leaving those seven. I don't see the game. It's no longer
Not to
doing
start
that
having
much.
the same point.
It's not that bad of a deal.
Okay. So
I'll
we'll
just do that.
okay.
That was crazy. You missed this guy. 5'6". It was like he won. Crazy. It was crazy.
For double, I select.
I does.
Oh, I thought you won. I'm sorry. Hey?
What do you want to do?
Good luck with the double.
Oh, it's 3.
Yeah, 3-2.
Three doubles.
They have board.
Hey,
We have board.
Gonna have to come bring that down.
Over there.
Went big, eh? Because I'm not on the double. So went big, went big.
Boss ma parla un bel chumbe, farà 10 easy, farà 10 easy. Farà 10 easy.
Yeah, you have to come out. Absolutely have to come out with one. Double fours. 5, 3, 6, 2. Flush shot. We come here.
You want to come out, right?
Yeah, I do want to come out.
Two, three.
We make it.
I'll just keep going.
Slot.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
got pretty good. Strip it.
They are strippers.
It's gonna be easy to drive those as a illegal bear that then they can hit. You know, even shot, return shot. Or if you just hang on the
Dump that thing back in.
for a while, we don't have to. Might as well we draw.
Okay.
I like the fucking anchor.
Sure.
Fire. Fight. Yeah, double fours is good. I'm more of a split guy myself.
Well, usually when I'm trailing out.
Yep.
So if you come with the 5,
No
now,
voy a poner el 5.
ok, so entonces hacemos esto.
Sí.
Para mí es 2 arriba no está mal.
No, a ese le gusta más, porque tenemos muy poco acá. Hay que poner un ruler más acá y sale bueno.
Ok.
What do you like?
I like going all the way with that guy.
We had to leave that down. I know that was the first play I looked at. It doesn't do
I
anything.
want him off. Try to entice him off for 400. What else have you got?
If you do this, then what's like on the side? Yeah.
I'm not on the bag of checker. Coming out all the way would be my part.
Yeah, it's a cover. Okay. It's kind of handcuffed. You know?
Look
Four
at
of
both
the
of them.
5.
Look at both of them.
Okay.
Leaning towards the 4.
Me too. So we'll do it.
Well, we're winners here. Well, if we play safe, it's safe, right?
I don't see anything else now.
Hopefully that was his midpoint. That's the only upside of it. It's pretty good there. Go ahead and do that part. Three.
Okay.
Think that better?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Tiramos.
would do it.
Try it.
I think so.
Yep.
Like Dave, our camera just beeped. Our camera did da-da-da. Yeah.
Automático.
Are you like part of it? Because we
Totalmente. Yo recuerdo su total. Nosotros.
Ellos 131, nosotros 131.
Sí, pero
Stone. They were 103. 103.
I'm gonna call until they go.
What? Gonna roll? Thing is, the loser shouldn't switch. The winner should switch because the odds of winning 2 games in a row.
yeah.
Hit at least 2 and put 2 in the bar. Yeah. If they found one. Okay, I'll do that. It's fine.
Still think there's value having the 6 point.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
5 point.
Yep.
Here.
11 Jekyll's in the room.
Either one is still
Still one split.
I would.
So 3 down, 2 split. I want to stay as far away from those builders as I can.
Okay.
And I'll put on the feed on this computer. You can watch what people say.
Okay.
So you can also maybe just there is a delay, like a minute and a half delay.
Okay.
So, so this is something like a minute and a half later, somebody may respond. He responded to something he said a minute and a half ago. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Great, thank you. All right, hello everybody. We're watching round 1 of the doubles competition here from Novi, Michigan. We have Team Litzenberger with Irina and her husband Roberto, and we have them playing Michael Vena and Thomas Rebelo. And as we enter into the match here, we have the Litzenbergers up 2-0 in a match to 7. And again, this is the first round of the doubles competition. And Irina is rolling for her teammate husband, Roberto, and she just rolled a 4-2, and now they're talking about what they want to do with that, and they come out and make an outside anchor on the 10 point. Team Vena and Rebelo respond with a double 3. The back checkers are stuck, their blot is stuck. But they're looking to make the 4 point there from the 7 point. And now they're trying to figure out what they want to do with their last 2 threes that they get to play. Because in backgammon, when you roll doubles, you move each number 4 times. And it appears that they're considering moving from the 4 to the ace with the 2 they just brought into the 4 point. And now they're looking at moving 2 checkers off their back homeboard points, which would create a slot on the 3 point where we're just placing 1 checker on the point and got an extra checker on the 2. It was a tough play. There wasn't a lot of good ways to play all 4 checkers, and they found what they thought would be the best for them here in this position. And now it looks like Team Litzenberger is in consultation mode, deciding whether or not this is a cube position. They have both their back checkers escaped, and the Vena Rebelo team has a little awkwardness in their home board. They decide to roll here and just play the game, continuing at single stakes. 5-1 from Irina's dice cup, and she hits the blot on the 10 point. And it looks like she's going to move the other blot from the 8 point onto the 7 point. She considers something else now, as it appears that Irina and Roberto are having a conversation about this position. Now, Irina won the BMAB, which took place yesterday, and she went 5-0 in a Swiss format. And she was the only player out of 38 that managed to go with 5 wins and no losses. And this was her second championship that she was won in the BMAB all by herself, where she was the only player to go 5-0. And she has received her second Iron Cross, which is the trophy that is given for people that go 5-0 in BMABs. And they're having continued conversation about this. Now, her husband Roberto is a very strong player. He is highly regarded, very well known, and he will be giving the what is being tabbed as the Grandmaster Lecture tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on essential endgame positions, and all the essential endgame positions that we need to know to be playing backgammon and playing better backgammon. I don't know if that's going to be streamed or not. I don't have anything in front of me that indicates that, but I'm very much looking forward to hearing Roberto's presentation. He and Irina are very nice people, and I've enjoyed getting to know them here over the last several months, and they're just a lot of fun to be with. And as a side note, I cannot beat Irina to save my life. She beats me live, she beats me online. My record shows a win against her at some point. I don't recall that whatsoever. I just know she beat me to win the Chicago BMAB championship, and she's a very tough cookie. And Roberto, again, playing Roberto, you are playing one of the better players that's going to be offered in any draw in the United States. So she goes back to they decide after consulting to go with what Irina wanted to do originally, which was to hit on the 10 point and then lifting the block from the 8 to the 7 point. Now, 1-6-2-6-4-6 will hit out in the outfield there.
5-3 or.
And as long as threes coming in, so they left a lot of shots for doing that. A 4-2 does not hit, and it's like Tom and Michael are deciding to come in with the 4 and move the blot on the 3 to the ace. Now, 4-2 is rolled by Irina Litzenberger, and it looks like her and Roberto are just going to safety up their 2 blots, because when a blot gets hit, it gets sent to the bar, and they don't want to go there right now. It's a little too early in the afternoon.
6-4-2-1.
A 2-1 from, see, that looks like Tom is rolling. I got a little bright light here. I can't quite see the screen that clearly for the facial features, but I believe that is Tom that is rolling for the team. And so you've got a 2-1, which is, again, another in like 3 straight rolls for Michael and Tom that are really not very productive, and instead of helping them out, they're just trying to minimize the damage that is occurring to their position. They are not out of this game by any stretch, but the path to victory is very clear for Team Litzenberger. They just need to bring those checkers in. They have a safety spot to land those midpoint checkers on the 6, but they don't have anything else. And it's not that clear that it's going to be that easy, so they're going to turn the cube here. And now Tom and Michael have a decision to make, whether they want to take this. They are trailing in the match 2-0, and trailing in the match, a player or a team is more likely, it argues more favorably for taking a cube that perhaps not sure of at normal score. And by the same token, the Litzenbergers would be not looking to be turning the cube prematurely because they're leading in the game. 6-2 roll. Irina quickly takes a checker from the midpoint and places it on the 5, which puts a 3rd checker on the 5, which is very desirable for them. So that was a good roll for them. 5-4. This is perhaps the 4th or 5th consecutive roll that Michael and Thomas have not liked at all. Again, they're just trying to minimize the detriments to their position. And now a 5-3, bring another one to the 5 point. 9's hit. A 6-3 or a 5-4 will hit. A 5-2 does not hit. But they are able to remake their 6 point, which they had abandoned, and so now they do have a 5 point board, and a hit on their opponent would be very troublesome at this point. Irina rolls another nice number with a 3-3, bringing in the checkers from the midpoint and spreading out the checkers inside. A 4-3 from Tom. He escapes a back checker. 4-3 brings in one from the 7 point,
Yeah.
and after a quick look at making the ace point, Irina decides to place the 3 from the 6 onto the 3 point. 1-1. Now that's a nice magical number for them. Now get to make their complete board, and any shot that they get is going to be an instant recube and win. That will happen. Most likely an instant recube and win. A 6-3 from Irina next time will leave a shot before they get a checker off, so gammons will still be in play. 4-3 comes 4-3 from Tom, brings it all the way in, and at 4-3 from Irina. The 3s are troubled numbers for Team Litzenberger at this point, and they play the extras. But now there's a whole host of bad things that can happen here. The 6, Thomas has to escape with that 6. He has no other choice, and again, it's just another number that they've rolled where they're just trying to minimize the damage as opposed to maximizing gains. A 5-4 from Tom and Michael. They have a choice about bringing that checker out from behind, which they're taking a look at now. And that's the move that they're going to go with. So they're going to take their race equity. They're wanting a set of big doubles, or maybe they'll get a lot of 4s being rolled by Irina Litzenberger, and that'll give them a chance to perhaps catch up going forward. It does appear that Tom and, well,
From the back.
Tom and Michael do want some doubles here, but that's the second 4 that's been rolled by Irina that doesn't remove a checker, so they are not out of this, and double 4s are big. So they bring 2 checkers in, take 2 checkers off, and lo and behold, both have 13 checkers left at this point. And it's another 4 rolled by Irina. And now, 6-3 from Thomas takes off 2 checkers, but Thomas has 4s blank too. Another 4-1. So it's like 4 straight rolls where they've only been able to take off 1 checker because they've rolled a 4 every time. And here's the 4 from Thomas, which isn't good for his team. And so we're looking at 11 checkers left, now 9 checkers left for the Litzenbergers and 10 checkers left for Team Vena and Rebelo. And they only get 1 off, so it's 9-9 in checkers now. So Thomas needs to roll a set of doubles to put them in the lead, and takes off 2 checkers. If Irina rolls a set of doubles, that will pretty much end the game. If their doubles greater than 3. 4-2 takes off 2 checkers. Double 5s or double 6s will help. Will help the team. Now they're going to need double 3s or bigger, or actually double 2s will work. Taking off 3 checkers is all they need to do. So any double besides double 1s will take off 3 checkers. A 6-5 is rolled, and they'll need double 2s or better if Irina does not roll doubles and finish this game out right here. A 6-5, it only removes the 3 and the 2, because that's all she's got. Double 2 or bigger will end the game. And they don't get the double 2, they get the 3-2. Irina and Roberto get 2 more points, and now they are leading 4-0 to 7 points. Thank you all for joining. I see it's been posted on the stream here. My name is Todd Obadal. I am done playing for this evening. I did not join the doubles, and the doubles filled up, and so I am here playing with you, playing commentator. I enjoyed the game of backgammon. Had some great matches already this weekend, or this week rather, and looking forward to the main event starting tomorrow, right? We're starting the main event tomorrow. I hope so. Well, I'll be here for whatever they're doing tomorrow. Because the main event starts tomorrow. We have a lot of strong players here, and once again, Roberto is definitely very highly regarded as one of the stronger players. But names that are well known that are here are Steve Sachs and Kit Woolsey. John O'Hagan is here, and those are ones that are coming to mind immediately. I've had the opportunity to bump into some friends that I hadn't seen in a couple of decades, and that's been really cool. And seeing that people are still enjoying the game of backgammon. And now as I was prattling on, looks like Irina managed to roll double sixes from the bar. The only number out of 36 that would not bring her in from the bar. And now Thomas and Michael are considering sending the cube. They are down 4-0, and they would like the opportunity to gain 2 or maybe 4 points after that very unfortunate and unlucky roll from the perspective of Team Litzenberger that Irina just rolled. This would be an very early cube to give at an even score, but at 4-0, they decide it's worth it. So they're turning the cube, and now we're going to see what Irina and Roberto decide on. And they're talking about it right now. I think that's a smile from Irina. I hope so. Okay, I hope that's. Yeah, I hope she's not terribly frustrated. I hope that's all good. Happiness and joy. Okay, so they take the cube, and a 1-3 is rolled, and they, instead of making the 5-point, they decide to hit that second blot and put 2 on the bar, which is often referred to as being better by far. But a double 2 for the Litzenbergers brings in both checkers, creates an anchor on the 2-point, and now their forward checkers are still in the starting position, and it looks like they are deciding to make their own 4-point with those 2 checkers, and they're putting it back. They're looking again, looking at making an advanced 4 anchor with those 2 checkers that just came in from the bar. And that is what they're going to do. They're going to solidify their home, or their solidify their presence in the opponent's home board. They do not want to lose a gammon here, and they decided that the 4 anchor in the back of the board is more valuable to them at this point than the 4 anchor in their home board. And typically we think that the home board points are better than the anchor points, but situations dictate some different considerations. And the situation is that this game is doubled, and they would rather perhaps give up a little bit of games won to avoid even more gammons lost. So I believe that was part of the conversation that Roberto and Irina had. And
put it back.
Now they roll a 5-3. They're thinking about hitting, making a double hit, or just making the 3-point in there. This seems to be a consistent move with the previous decision to make the anchor instead of the 4-point, to go ahead and not be offering another blot to be hit on the ace point. However, making this play is kind of referred to as a hybrid. Roberto doesn't seem to be liking it very much, and the checker goes back. We'd like to have an audio feed of this conversation. They're wonderful, lively backgammon players and very passionate about the game. They're always fun to be around and play with. Okay, a 4-4 from Michael and Thomas. Is that Thomas is still rolling? Yes. I don't know the Litzenbergers' opponents that well, but I do know I've had several conversations with Thomas, and one thing I can tell you about Thomas Rebelo is that he loves games, and that's good because I do too. And my Dog is not in the broadcast room with me right now. He's up resting, and he will be out and about later this evening as he likes to socialize. But sometimes he gets a little too socialized and needs to take a nap. So that's where he's at. Okay, so what do we have here?
What about 2 down there?
We have a double 4. But Thomas and Michael are trying to decide what they want to do with the double 4. So they have decided they're looking at making the 9 point with that, creating a 4 point prime. And doing so this way, they would be abandoning their midpoint with 2 checkers back. The 2 back checkers are split, which makes it a little easier to get them around. But once that midpoint is gone, the checkers that are left in the back, they become a bit more of a liability. The liability of leaving the midpoint blotted is, of course, that the midpoint can then get hit if it's blotted. And it doesn't look like that Thomas and Michael want to be leaving that midpoint back.
It's 9.
They're considering it. This is a good roll. This is one of the double 4s, or one of these rolls that you can pick the 4th best roll.
Try to establish that down the road.
Sitting closer to the microphone or speaking louder?
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm an amateur here. This is my novice. This is my debut doing this. So I will be speaking a little bit closer to the microphone and a little bit louder in case I get away from that. Get away from either one of those. But the double 4 is one of those rolls that you can make the 3rd or 4th best play, and you've still improved your position a lot. And people will argue about different positions and what's the best move, and they'll run it through the computers over the board. People are not allowed to do that, and so even if a suboptimal move is made, it has still improved the position. And the name of the game is winning the game. And if your position improves, you win the game. You're going to win the game. Of course, we want to maximize how much we can improve our positions with every roll, but that's the thing. So we can get a good roll now. 5-5. 5-5 is not a happy roll for Team Litzenberger here, because Michael and Thomas decided to make that 9 point, that anchor that the Litzenbergers chose to make on their 4 point instead of making their 4 point is now stuck back there. And these checkers are coming around. And there's going to be all sorts of action happening here. Michael and Thomas have to be loving that this roll took place. They cannot cover the 4 point. They cannot hit and cover on the ace point. They cannot hit on the 5 point, let alone cover the 5 point. These are very awkward. This is a very awkward number for them. They're going to be leaving blots. This would be coming into, if the cube was in the center, it would be too good to double after this roll, with 3 checkers back behind a 4 prime, but the cube is already turned. They sent the cube before it was too good, and now it's too good, and a double 5 comes back. And this plays a whole lot nicer for Michael and Tom. And they've got lots of good choices they can make here. There's a lot of improving choices that we can make here. Whatever's the best one to make here, I'm going to let other people discuss and decide that. I'm just saying that they are ecstatic that they got this double 5 here. And again, it plays much better for them. So now they're looking at pointing on the ace, which I certainly understand why they want to do that. The Litzenbergers still have 2 blots floating around. I think they're having a conversation about perhaps making another point, making it more difficult to come in on a 2-point board. There are 30 numbers that enter and 4 that dance that do not enter. If you make a 3rd point, then there are 9 numbers that don't enter, only 27 that enter. But they've decided to clean up that blot and put it on the. Oh, and a 6-1 happens. One of the 4 non-entry numbers. Now 2s and 3s hits, and it's a 4-1. This doesn't hit, but there is a 5-point to be made. There is a 5-point to be made. And this could be crushed. They make the 5-point. That's what they're going to do. There are some return shots. 2-5, 3-5, 4-5, double 2s, 3-2s, 4-2s hit. Double 2s would be incredibly good for Litzenberg. Double 4 is about as good as any number that didn't hit. Probably better than some numbers that did hit. They have now made a 3-point board. Now it's decision time for Michael and Thomas here with a 5-3. How are they going to do this? Do they want to leave that back checker on the 9-point slotted there? Looks like they're choosing not to do that. They're bringing it in. I understand why they're doing that. And now the Litzenbergers roll a 3-5. This is not a productive number. Just like in the last game, it's a complete tailspin. It does hit on the ace point, but this isn't what they were hoping to do. And their list of things to do this roll, pointing on the ace point was probably about number 6 on their preferences. A 3-2, another number they're just trying to manage because it's not improving their position. It's just as the game, this is a flip of the game last time where the Litzenbergers were getting every roll that was being productive for them, and Tom and Michael were just pulling their hair out by how unfortunate their rolls are. This is another roll that the Litzenbergers do not want, and Irina's staying pretty stoic over there. She's holding her composure well. I can't see Roberto, but I know that inside they're thinking, oh my goodness, we're going through one of those times where we are just not getting anything. And they're hitting loosely. They couldn't roll anything bigger than a 4. They couldn't bring anything out from the back. Now this is important, so they need to roll something bigger than a 4 to get a back checker out, and a 5-6, and not only does that come out, it is hitting. Now the tide has turned again, and there are 2 checkers on the bar. Litzenbergers have, and what is that, a 2-3. 2 comes in and hits, so now it's a race to come in and hit. There's 3 spots for Irina to roll to come in on. She gets in with one of them, and breaking the anchor coming up. They do not want to send another checker. A 5-5. There are so many good things to do with this. What is the best?
Another one.
Comes in, hits. They can hit a second one. They could hit a third one. They could hit a second one and cover them. They could hit a second and cover their blot. They will either be putting 2 checkers. I think they're going to be putting 2 checkers up on the bar, and they'll have a 4-point board which will match the opponents. And this is another crushing roll this game from the team of Michael Vena and Thomas Rebelo.
Well, she hasn't moved double. I mean, that's a gamble.
All right. So what they're looking at now is putting 2 checkers on the bar. Now this is interesting. Choosing to put 1 checker on the bar, but making a 5-point board. I like this play a lot, especially if a 4 isn't rolled. A 2-6 is not a 4, and Michael and Thomas, they are smelling blood. A 5 comes out and hits. So now there are now 2 checkers on the bar, bringing the rear checker up so it is more easier access. A 4-4 would be a really good roll for Irina. She doesn't get it. And here we go. A 3-1 comes up. Now, are they going to, they're going to hit that. Are they going to leave that point slotted and risk getting hit from the bar, or are they simply going to lift it? Now, if they lift it, they're still leaving the 4-4 super joker. And they're choosing to lift it, and the 4 comes in. It looks like it was a pretty prescient decision to get off of that spot.
Again?
And 2-1, they're going to do the same thing. Hit, pass. 3 checkers on the bar, 3 checkers to bring in, and the 3rd time in a row, Irina rolls a 4 and brings another checker in. The responding roll is a 5-6. They can hit 2 checkers, can hit inside with that 6 if they choose to.
These double
Now,
fours.
I would offer that
That way you can roll
if
it.
they don't hit on with the 6 and bring out the checker, they are still looking at a 4-4 coming in with all and hitting the checker.
We only have 4s.
So from my own point of view, I'm thinking maybe consider hitting on that 6 because it's still going to send a checker back. All 4 are going to come in, but I've got a better chance of making that. But I understand they don't want to get hit and then get stuck behind the prime and have
Going back to
a chance for Irina to make an anchor on there with multiple 4s. Okay, 4 checkers on the bar. We've got a gap of 4. Irina once again is rolling 4s. She is a 4s to be reckoned with here. Yeah. I will blame Josh for placing the Star Wars stuff in my mind from last night. Fantastic job by Josh commentating. I watched those matches after I played, and I thought he did a fantastic job, and I really enjoyed listening to him. I don't know if he's streaming on Stream 2 right now remotely, but good job, Josh. I hope you're having a great day and enjoying life in remote backgammon. But we are here live in Novi, Michigan at the Michigan Backgammon Championships. The event will go through Sunday. Events will go through Sunday. And we're getting more dances from Irina. Okay, 6-2 is rolled. And here we go. There's no more extras, no more spare checkers behind the gap. Oh, 6-2. This leaves a shot. This is a chance. A chance for Irina and Roberto. They will still have a lot of work to do and will be seriously heavy underdogs if they come in. But they have a chance. They aren't necessarily getting rolled up.
Put the checker back.
Checker back.
Okay, we're looking here.
Sorry, that checker goes back.
Yeah. Now that they were pointing out that, they chose not to hit there. Okay, 1-1's dance. Roll 3-3, that clears the 3 back checkers from that. Or they are considering taking 3 checkers off the 3-point and going for a backgammon, which would be worth 6 points. But they're clearing the 5-point. And here we go. 3 checkers on the bar, 12 checkers. Oh, they're bringing 2. That was very important for backgammon. Backgammon for saving the backgammon. 4-2. Thomas quickly takes off 2 checkers to preserve the gammons as most as possible. 6-6 comes in. It is going to be a race to avoid the gammon. There's now 8 checkers left for Thomas and Michael, and there are 9 crossovers, but a 10th one is required to save the gammon. So we'll say from here there are 8 crossovers that are necessary. 7 crossovers and a checker removal is what will be needed in order to save this. There are 6. 4-1 is still gets 2 crossovers if they want it. But apparently Roberto is Roberto is making the observation about placing a checker on the 10-point with one of the 4s in order for a double 5, a future double 5, to remove the checker from the double 5. Oh, but double 1s happen. They are, The only way they get another roll is if a non-double 1-1 is rolled. This is going to be a gammon now. They cannot save. They cannot save this gammon. So this score, and just for good effects, Thomas rolls double fives. So we have a tied up match.
I got excited about him. Those 2 hooks. You're right.
If I didn't see the start of the match, I believe the score progression was the Litzenbergers got a point, then got a second point, and then got 2 points in 3 games. They won 4 points. And now in the 4th game, Thomas and Michael have won 4 points all in one shot. So this is a tied up game. There's no tiebreaker or anything that gives you extra credit for the number of games you win. It's about the points. And as far as the points go, this match is dead even right now. A 3-2 from the Litzenbergers. They come down with 2 and split with 3, and a double 4 response hits on the head of Team Litzenberger. Looks like Roberto has now taken the chair to roll the dice. Yes. So there's a. I don't know what just happened here. What did I miss?
It's an attack position.
Right, yeah.
What is happening? Why there was a problem. I don't know what happened here. A double 4 was played. The 4 point was made. 5 anchor was made. A 5-3 returns, hits the blot that was left on the 8 point. Double 5s just came in. Come in with 1, hit with a second, and move 2 from the 6 to the ace, hitting there, putting 2 checkers up, making a 3rd point. And a 4-6 does not enter anything. This is Gammon City looking here, people. And there may have been a slight thought about cubing, but it's way too good right now. Absolutely. And a double 6 is a crushing roll. And they are going to make the 2 point with those double 6s. Points are points at this point. That's their point. That's what they're saying. We don't need to make our points in order. We're just going to be making points. And you want to come in on the 5? Look, we'll roll a 4-1 and hit you, and we'll bring down a checker that will play to the 5 with the roll of a 4. A 3-1 that came in on the 3, where the 3 and the 5 is where the Litzenbergers come in. Oh, a double 1. They can make the 5 point, or you could shift over and put another checker up. They're choosing just to make that 5 point. And the 3 would be really good. No 3 from Roberto's cup. A 5-3, they are coming down. So now a 5 hits, a 7 hits, and a 9 hits, unless a 3 is rolled. And Roberto rolls the 3. He has stabilized the situation. Now there's a little bit of a mess that's left for Michael and Tom. They are probably considering in their own heads whether or not they want to cube. I can't see if they were talking about this. But a 4-1, they come down and just make the 5 point, which is really more for just keeping Roberto from rolling a 3-5 to hit them, as opposed to stopping Roberto back there. The Litzenbergers need pips, and they'll be happy to take pips, whether it's from the midpoint or the 8 point or the 8th or the 6 point. They are going to be scrambling to keep this from turning into a 6-4 Crawford game. So another miss from the Litzenberg. A double 6 brings in 3 checkers. The 4th one stays out. No checkers come off. And Roberto is rolling, and a 3 comes in. 3 comes in, makes that. So now we look that Roberto needs 21 crossovers. 20 crossovers plus a checker off in order to save gammon here. He's not selling out yet just to save the gammon. He's got some chances of getting a shot, so he chose to make the board a little bit. Double ones will take 3 crossovers. So now he needs 16 crossovers plus a checker off. And there are 13 checkers left for Thomas and Michael. So we're looking at a very likely gammon here. Checker comes off with a 3-2, 5-2 from Roberto. They're looking for big doubles at this point. And really, the best chance for Roberto and Irina to not get gammoned is for Thomas and Michael to leave a shot for them and they hit that shot. It's going to be very difficult for them to roll enough double sixes and double fives to outrun the gammon. 5-1 here. Now this is going to be interesting. Is Roberto going to play to maximize the crossovers at this point, or is he going to maximize his board presence at this point? If he does get a shot, a 5-2 roll, a 6-2 roll leaves a shot for Litzenbergers on the next roll here. He is not maximizing. He's maintaining the 7 point, not burning that crossover there. A 4-2, not a 5-2 or a 6-2, a 4-2. Now, 3-1, 3-2, 4-1, 4-2, 5-1, 5-2, 6-1, 6-2. All leave shots next time. Now we've got a double 5 coming in. How do they want to play this? So they cannot make the 4 point, which is the point they would like to make with this right now. But they can get 4 crossovers. And it's how do they want to do that? Are they just going to come in from the 11 and the 10 and then one from the 8? Or are they going to come from the 8 and make the 3 point and then take 2 crossovers from elsewhere? And apparently there's some conversation about using those 2 checkers to go all the way to the 3 point. They might be talking about just bringing in those checkers from the 10 point and bringing in 1 for the 3 point and saying, we're going to bring in 1, it's going to help us, it's less wastage in the race, and if we hit them and they happen to hit us with our blot on the 3 point, we're really not that upset because we'll be coming in against a 2 point board, and we're going to come in 32 out of 36 times on that 2 point board, and we'll just reshape, reform, and we'll redo this now. But it's a big deal whether or not this gammon comes in for Thomas and Michael. And Roberto decides to maintain the structure. Now there's a 2-2, which doesn't clear the point, but now there's 4 checkers off, and they only have 6 checkers left. This is a backgammon that can happen, and a backgammon, for all you new young players at home, that's worth 3 points, and that would take us to match. A backgammon for match would be devastating. Well, anytime your opponent gets to match, it can be devastating. But a backgammon that now is in play because of those double 2s removing 4 checkers. Michael and Thomas didn't have a choice about safetying those back checkers. And what I think in response to what's happening, this 6-6, oh my goodness, clearing 4 checkers, safetying them. Roberto cannot roll a 1 or a 2 unless it is a double 2. Oh my God, the dice went somewhere and they're looking for the dice. Where's Bear? He could be searching for the dice with Roberto. It was such a shock that this match could be over. So just ones and twos. There's 20 ones and twos, however, the double twos. So there's 19 numbers that do not clear, and they get the double threes. We have more backgammon here. Team Litzenberger is still alive. That was amazing. Double twos to remove 4. And then a non-escaping roll for Roberto. Then double sixes to get down to 2 checkers. And then Roberto was an underdog, a 17 to 19 underdog. And pulled through. And it looks like they're going on break. Looks like we've got some reinforcements here. Oh my gosh, I am joined by the man who has been dubbed by Josh Isaacs as the Yoda of backgammon. And I'm not going to argue with this. John, it is a pleasure to see you here.
Good to see you.
We've had great games this week so far.
2 matches, 1-1, each 1-1. All right, so what's going on here? 6-4, up to 7?
Yes, they're on break. Michael Vena and Tom Rebelo, they were a favorite to win a backgammon on the final roll.
Really?
And double threes got Roberto and Irina off the backgammon. And so
is this upcoming game Crawford? Or?
This upcoming game is Crawford. They have not changed.
I see, because they just won a gammon, yeah.
Yes, they just won the gammon.
Okay.
As a recap, Irina and Roberto went up 1-0, then 2-0, then 4-0. Then Michael and Thomas won. They sent a cube early, down 4-0, and converted that into a gammon to tie it up at 4-4. And then the last game was not cubed. It got very gammonish very quickly for Michael and Thomas, and they almost got the backgammon. So here we go with the 5-3.
5-3.
Okay, so I'm going to let John tell us what the right thing is. I say that these people, there's a lot of things, a lot of these roles happen. There's lots of good options or improving options, but John is a master at this game, or a grandmaster, and so this is great. 6-3 escape. So
6-3 just run, yeah, that looks right. This is a game where gammons don't really matter for either player, although the trailer would love to win a backgammon.
Okay,
but that's about it.
Yeah, 6-1 makes the bar point.
And yeah, so 3-1 just brings it around, or yeah, that's probably right. Only leaves indirect shots. Leaving a 6 plus a 3 is probably too much, I would think.
Is there a consideration that they might be having about the fact that gammons don't matter so much? So,
yeah, well, the idea is you want to make the play that wins the most. And I don't think leaving all those shots wins the most games. But
immediate punishment for blotting on the 8-point.
yeah, now there's, it's far from over being hit. I mean, they have quite a few numbers enter and hit back, so that's not one of them.
A 4-2 is thrown by that's Thomas that's throwing the dice, and Thomas is in the red, his partner Michael's in the blue. And
yeah.
Irina is back rolling for Team Litzenberger. After Roberto almost got their team backgammoned out of the tournament, Irina says, "I'm rolling now, Roberto."
That's right. So 15-7, I would think, is the right play. Yeah, and then they'll Roberto and Irina.
Boxcars.
Yeah, so back to the roof. Okay, it's a great shot. And well played, of course. And can they come in? They cannot.
Double fives do not come in for Team Litzenberger.
Yes. So now
6-4.
Actually, he's an expert at these kind of positions. I never know I'm never too sure what is right. You could play 21-11. You can do this. You can play 2 down. You can all kinds of ways. You can come out 21 with the 6 and 13-9 with the 4, and there's pluses and minuses to all these plays, and I'm not really sure what's right. They probably are ahead in the race. This looks reasonable.
There's no mother of all joker 4-4 play with this, and there's no direct shot for the outside checker that enters. So I think that was their consideration
Yeah,
here.
I mean, it was pretty reasonable. Entering deeper like that. Interesting. I'm not sure what's right. Really.
2-4 to play, and they come in with the 2 and slot the rear of the prime on the 9 point with the 4.
So,
A 5-4.
I think, let's see, they gotta be ahead in the race. And see if I can do a quick enough pip count. So, well, they're moving pretty quick. This is the play, gammons count, but gammons don't count. So it might be right just to run and hope you are missed. Having said that, I'm not sure. I guess
Is the fact that that the Litzenbergers midpoint is down to 2 kind of a determining factor in running out on this play?
that's part of it, yeah, because depending on what they hit with, they're leaving some kind of indirect number return shots. So it looks like they got away with it. So this is a great shot. Makes the 8 and swings that one around. So then 10-5, right? The last one.
Yep. And now we're going to need a small miracle roll
Yeah.
for this not to end very quickly here.
Sorry. Yep. I thought
It just
Somebody-
like somebody hit the clock double 1 thinking they were on the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't blame Irina. They've been on the bar so much these last 3 games that it's like, oh, double 1s. That made the ace point on my head. Okay.
All right. And blue rolls
A
6.
6-3.
Pointer leaving double 4s. That must be right.
All right. 5-point board.
Yeah.
As John mentioned, double 4, 1 and 36 here is the magic. Oh,
4-6.
4-6.
So they'll stay there and play 8-4, 8-2.
2 dots off the
So-
shot.
Yep. And they roll 5-4.
Ooh, what do we do here?
And is it right to bury them? 8-3-6-2? I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to hit. I don't know. That's a tough one. The problem with Burial is you're not that huge a favorite. You know, he's got a few indirect shots anyway. You know, 6 numbers hit right away, and it's going to be hard to avoid leaving another direct shot as you're bringing men home. So I think it's probably right to hit. How about you, Todd?
I think the hitting play is here.
Take our chance.
There's just so many ways for this thing to go wrong, and I think the path to victory, the clear path to victory, is to hit and then make that point.
Yeah, and then they fan, and you basically walk home to an easy win.
It's kind of even though you're. I'll talk. Maybe it's sort of like hitting a 16 at the blackjack table. You might bust, but if you just let the dealer
This
take
is
cards,
6 numbers
bad things are gonna
versus the
happen.
other way is 11. This way you still have a lot of work to do if they miss. And the other way, if they miss, you basically have a pretty easy win. You know.
Okay.
Now, he still has to clear the mid and the 11, and then after that, the 6 and the 5. This is, I don't think, is the right play.
Okay.
4-2, they'll play in.
Okay.
Slot.
Slot and enter.
So here, blue wants a pick and pass or a high double here.
Right. Any 6 that's not a double 6 is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
For-
Every 6 leaves a direct.
For Thomas, and the double 6 is they're still dealing with 5 checkers on the 6 and 5 point.
Right.
So this is far from a cruise.
Yeah. But, yeah. Of course, yellow still has to hit.
Yellow has to hit.
So, even when the shot is left. Yeah. And Also have to win from there, so which is not a sure thing either. Well,
A
that's the Joker.
3-1.
Yeah,
That's a
pick and pass.
pick and pass. Can
no.
Irina roll a 4
She needs
and
a
keep the
4.
excitement here? No.
No.
Now the 6s are a little safer. 4-2.
So 4 or 5 hits now. And any other 4 gives them some chance.
Okay. Irina shakes, rattles, and rolls a 5-5. No good.
Right. And this is
6-3 out of
good shot.
out of
Brings
Thomas's
everybody in safe. Yeah, they're in great shape now. Their play worked, but I'm quite sure it was wrong.
Okay. Dances with the 5-1. 4-3. This will probably not take a checker off, and it doesn't.
Right.
And not very long.
Maybe it's right to do 6-3, 5-1 though. But
Yeah.
probably pretty close. And this one is 4-3.
No, 4-3.
Okay, you still got
So
6
now they've
bad
opened up the
numbers.
6. Open up the 6
Of course,
point.
yeah. She doesn't
If
want to enter
doesn't
with
want
a
a
6.
6.
Oh.
Too late.
Yeah,
The
this
gammons
is-
don't matter, so the fact that they're saving the gammons doesn't help. But a couple more double 6s and they're right back in it. So
Right,
we're going
right.
to keep on rolling this out
Yes,
because
yes.
you never know this is backgammon.
Yeah. 2, 3.
Okay, and now everything works. There aren't going to be any more misses. 12 checkers left for Thomas and Michael, and Irina needs to bring in a checker before she can start removing any, so she essentially has 16 checkers left.
So nothing but doubles for
Nothing
the
but doubles.
Litzenbergers. High ones, preferably.
Okay, that gets one off. No, okay, yeah, there we go.
Take one off. There you go. All right. Looking bleak for.
So there really isn't a bad number that Thomas can roll here.
Yeah,
It's just
right,
that
right.
the Litzenbergers can't allow him to get doubles, and that is a bad number because it
Yeah.
only takes off 1 checker.
Looks pretty bleak.
I think we're just about to that point.
What do we got? 8 and 5, 13.
Yeah, it's. Oh, they have to roll 3 consecutive numbers with 1s in them in order to give them the 4-2. 2, 6, 4, and this one is over.
Yes.
And the handshakes are going around.
Yes. Yes.